Titled The Secrets of Area 51 in 1947, an alleged UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico set off one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. Did the U.S. government hide evidence of extraterrestrial life? The official story said it was a weather balloon, but conspiracy theories raged about crashed alien craft and bodies hidden somewhere deep within the Nevada desert. The focal point of these rumors, Area 51. For decades, Area 51 was a highly classified military base buried in secrecy. Its true purpose was never publicly confirmed, leading to wild speculation, flying saucers, alien autopsies, secret technologies. In reality, Area 51 was primarily a testing ground for advanced aircraft, like the U-2 spy plane and the stealth fighter. But amidst all this military experimentation, the legend of aliens persisted. The secrecy shrouding the base, combined with occasional sightings of strange aircraft, only fueled the public's imagination. Then, in the early 2000s, a former worker at Area 51, an engineer named Tom Harris, not his real name, decided to come forward. Harris was in his 70s and knew that sharing what he knew might ruin his reputation or even put him in danger, but he was determined to tell the truth. Over several interviews with investigative journalists, Harris described something extraordinary, a secret project codenamed Project Silver Star. According to Harris, in the 1960s, there was indeed a crash, not in Roswell, but in a remote part of Nevada. The wreckage was unlike anything humans had seen before. The craft was small, about the height of a single-room cabin, and shaped like a triangle with rounded edges. The material it was made from was light, stronger than any metal, and completely heat-resistant. It didn't look like it could be built by any earthly technology of the time. Harris and his colleagues spent years trying to reverse engineer the craft, but struggled to understand its technology. When they cut into the metal, it would repair itself overnight, as if the ship were alive. The most stunning part of Harris's story, however, was not about the craft. It was about the occupants. According to him, the crash site contained 3 small bodies, humanoid but not human. They were about 4 feet tall, with elongated heads, slender limbs, and skin that appeared grayish-blue. Unlike the gray aliens depicted in movies, these beings had more human-like eyes with pupils and whites, giving them a strangely familiar, almost childlike appearance. The bodies were preserved in a secret underground facility beneath Area 51, a hidden lab that only a select few personnel had access to. Harris claimed that scientists were able to determine that the creatures were not human, at least not by any standard known to medical science. They had organs that resembled those of humans, but their DNA was completely unrecognizable. They had no digestive system, and their brains were larger than humans, suggesting greater cognitive abilities. The scientists suspected that these beings could communicate telepathically, though they couldn't be sure. Some of the more out-there theories among the team speculated that the creatures were not just aliens from another planet, but possibly interdimensional beings. Project Silver Star's primary goal was to understand the technology, which was thought to be light years ahead of anything on Earth. The engineers and scientists spent years tinkering with the craft, trying to replicate its propulsion system, which seemed to defy gravity. But every time they thought they were on the verge of a breakthrough, something would go wrong. An engine would blow, a piece of the ship would mysteriously disintegrate, or a scientist would inexplicably fall ill. The project was plagued with bad luck and strange occurrences, leading some to believe that the craft was never meant to be tampered with. Then, in the late 1980s, Project Silver Star was abruptly shut down. Harris said the official reason was budget cuts, but he and his colleagues suspected something more. A handful of scientists who worked on the project disappeared, reassigned to unknown locations, or quietly retired. The remaining alien artifacts were sealed away, buried in vaults deep within the mountain range surrounding Area 51. The ship itself was transported to a new location, possibly another secure military base somewhere in the United States, though no one knew for sure. The personnel who had worked on the project were sworn to secrecy and reminded that leaking any details would result in prosecution for treason. Harris and his team were left with more questions than answers. Despite their years of research, they still didn't understand how the craft worked, where the beings came from, or why they crashed in the first place. The aliens' bodies were never autopsied, at least not officially, and their origin remained a mystery.